LSU took Mississippi State apart yesterday. They disassembled them piece by piece. Complete mismatch. Was very wrong about this one. Expected a competitive game, not so much. Padlock stat, got one here. Padlock stat. Jaden Daniels, LSU quarterback, 30 of 34 for 361 yards. Not even on Xbox, just in real life. 2 touchdowns, had another 2 on the ground. This may be the best LSU looks all season. I shudder to think of what it would look like if they played better than this. I don't really know how that would happen. But man, Malik Neighbors also went off. 13 catches in this game. This is a Devontae Smith stat line for him. 13 catches, 239, 2 touchdowns. That's the 4th highest receiving yardage total in LSU football history. The Florida State game was what it was. I guarantee you a bunch of folks watched this yesterday and said, well, this doesn't look like the same team that Florida State ran away from. It is the same team. It's just not the same version because you get 12 unique versions of a team in a given year and maybe more if you make a bowl or you make the playoff or whatever. The collective amnesia that sets in this sport every year is amazing. I try not to suffer from it. Sometimes I do as well. We learn the same lessons every year, guys. A year is a long time. So maybe it just that 365 days, it's long enough to forget these lessons. But did anyone expect this team to be lifeless? I picked Mississippi State plus the points, not because I thought LSU would be lifeless. I thought Mississippi State would have a lot more life. Just had a bad read on that team. I'll talk about them in a second. But LSU's drive chart is off the charts. It's a really good team. Mississippi State, this got taken apart, man. We've got the game on right now outside our studio. They're replaying it, I think, on maybe SEC Network. And I was out there watching it beforehand again. I watched it early this morning, but I'm watching it again. They had 20 carries. Mississippi State, so they had a 52-yard run in the game. You take that long run out, the rest of their day on the ground was 20 carries for 42 yards. And they were dead set on the idea that they were just going to run the ball on LSU. And LSU was dead set on saying, not really. No, you won't. Oh, by the way, you'll trail by double digits the entire game, so run all you want to. But by the way, you still won't be able to run it. Also, there was a point in the first quarter, and this is really hard to fathom, but Mississippi State had 11 straight plays of either 0 yards or less. You heard me right, kids. 0 was the best they did. 11 straight plays of either 0 or negative yardage. Total identity crisis. I know what they want their identity to be. They can't win doing that. It's painfully obvious. And so it's just a team that's not ready right now. And it's a shame because I thought they may be. I really respect the level of experience they have on that team, but it doesn't matter. I mean, if it's not being put in the proper position, it doesn't really matter. They go to South Carolina and Bama. That's their next 2 games. But LSU, same theme as we talked about with Florida. You lose a week 1 game against a really good opponent, and what does it mean? It means just what it means. Nothing more, nothing less. LSU could have scheduled North Texas, beat them by 30 in week 1, and they'd be 3-0 right now. They'd be the same team, but they'd be 3-0 right now. And you'd be talking about them as a bona fide national title contender. See, that's the thing about early in the year. In the NFL, everyone played another professional team today. In college football, you got folks doing what Michigan's doing, and you got folks doing what LSU's done. So the difference is, I'm not taking a shot at Michigan. I'm just saying, even if Michigan's got half a dozen fatal flaws about that team, you would have no way to know it right now. LSU's flaws, the only difference is they just happened to get exposed early, so they got to work on correcting it earlier. Ditto with Florida. I'm not ever painting a loss as a great thing, but at least it lets you know what you have to work on. Wouldn't you rather find out that you got a leak in the ship in the harbor rather than 50 miles out offshore? Doesn't turn out well when you find out that late. I tried to make a sailing joke, but I really got nothing. Good Christopher Cross song, but I got nothing in the form of what we would call seamanship humor. Yes.